had a couple little fun jams there, and some of it was worse than others. Uh, Mr. E having some popcorn. Happy fake New Year, brother. Yeah, exactly. We're not on the Gregorian fucking calendar. We're not a bunch of Gregorians, are we? Where was that at? That's what it is. No. Where's that at? Where's that at? Now that Get Fiddle is sounding good. Hey, thanks. Cheers. Thank you. I'm gonna take a little break here. Ah. Get Fiddle. I think my next guitar is gonna sound epic. But I got some work to do on it, you know. I'm not there. Hopefully we'll make it, you know. That's all I can say. Hopefully we'll make it so we can see the guitar done. Something to look forward to. May take me another fucking year. Just the way everything's gone with this. You can't see my setup right now, but I got this thing. I got it dialed in here. Let me see if I can turn it over. I got this thing fucking dialed to where everything is, you know, I use little pieces of paper to get within 10 or 20 thousandths of an inch, which is close enough for this, of having a perfectly level surface all the way across. for the neck. Test. Can you see that? Yeah, you can see that right here. That's not, you probably can't see it well. Maybe if I shut that off and turn this one on. But it's all, I even got, you know, sandbags over on this end so that as I move it, it still holds the neck perfectly there. I redid this whole deal to make it a little bit easier to use. Put a new knob on it, put a new knob here, put a little catch deal on it so it'll hold it up for me when so it's not falling down on top of my neck. And that works a hell of a lot better. You can't see the call in there, but it's perfectly, I'm able to perfectly center it now and just move back and forth. And I'll have to move the sandbag when I go that way, but this way, you know, I'll take this off, obviously, once it goes too far off. Oh, yeah, I leveled everything here, and this is all bolted down to the table. So it's got stability on both sides now, which, and then I replaned all this. That's why you see all the nice quality wood shavings there. I got this all planed up. Super nice and level now. And then my fret bender came in the mail today, so I gotta go pick that up. And I have some other fret wire, but it's all nickel, and I really want to do a stainless steel job. So I got Jescar medium highest on the way, which is their highest fret and medium thickness, which I think will be a great, even probably step up for me on what I like as far as liking medium jumbos or 6105s or whatever. But I want to get really good at working on everything. Like, I want to work on Mandos. I want to work on baritones. I want to be that guy where you can bring me some fucking, you know, 14 string baritone or something tuned in B flat, and you need it perfectly intonated with a hybrid set of strings. And I'm like, okay, just, you could tell me everything you want and I'll dial it in as close to those specs as I can get. And I'll give you the measurements and everything. Because the fucking, the scale or the digital measuring gauge does not lie unless it's not calibrated. So sometimes it lies. It's like AI. You got to calibrate it. By the way, I love working on guitars. Super passionate about it. I have a lot of fun with it. You know, I feel fortunate to have something of a hobby like that I really fucking like. There's a lot of things I like working on that are like guitars that I enjoy. I enjoy learning. But nothing gets me more excited than working on a guitar. Like, I could get excited about building a chair or building a swing or building a, you know, working on a, whatever it is. An old Vice, refurbishing an old Wilton Vice or something. That's all fun. I mean, I'm totally satisfied spending my day doing shit like that. But working on guitars, I feel like a kid in a candy store, you know, like it's just exciting to me to think about different ways to fuck with the instrument and break the rules and have the control to not have to do what everybody tells you to do. Because if you want, like, I'm not even going to tell you what I'm going to do on some of these future guitars till I do it, because I'm so fucking slow. Clip that by the time I get around it, someone will steal my genius idea and do it before me. So I gotta fucking, what do they call that? I gotta stage this shit. There's another word we used to call it back in the days, and I don't know where this term came from, but we would say you gotta sandbag it. Hey, sandbag that one. That's fucking genius, bro. Sandbag it. You'll get to it eventually. Just put it on the roster. Back in the day, you had a roster of ladies. Now you got a roster of hobbies, jobs you're going to get done. That's the modern man now. Should be, anyway. But, coming up soon, I'm going to do a video on the True Glide. The True Glide. Yeah, you know you want it. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know how it works. I've never even tried it before. You gotta get this before the New Year's is out. Get your True Glide now. I don't give a fuck if you play guitar or not. I don't care if you even like music. I don't care if you're an AI robot. This is not sponsored by True Glide and has no affiliation. I've never tried this product. But it's made in the USA. It's made out of manly metal. It's got some nice packaging. And I'm going to take this bad boy and give it a ride. I'm going to give it a run for its money, which I got it for free. So, you know, I don't have huge expectations, but I kind of do. I kind of have somewhat of anticipation that this is going to make my G and my A string, no, my G and my D string, my D and my G string. What are you talking about, Dick? Like, my D and my G string is going to improve with this. Because they get tight and buzzy sometimes. And this, I think, will further bring that maybe tension and tighten the strings evenly and tune to pitch. Push retainers next to posts. I have no idea what I'm talking about. We're going to find out. Maybe I should do it now. No, I'm going to do an actual video. Like, I'm going to take this camera, which I got all set up here, and I'm going to do a nice recorded video. I'm not going to puff my ZBDs in the video. Because I'm going to be all polished. Like if I was at some boardroom meeting or doing sales. No, I'm not going to go that far. I'm just going to do it right in here and put my guitar down. Do an A-B comparison. And tell you what I think of it. There's some little rubber things in there too. I don't know what those are for. I don't know what those are for. Anyway, I'm going to not open it. And hopefully I can do that. I'm not going to do a bunch of editing. I don't want to do that shit. I just want to take this, point it, do one take, upload it. If I can do that kind of content, but a little more polish, so it's obviously not AI. It's obviously just a dude being a human, showing you what he does, and figuring stuff out, and giving you opinions. But it's quality enough that it passes the bar for just not being annoyingly bad. And not having to deal with the streaming things live, because I don't have a very good signal. But then be able to just do quick responses on things. Quickly upload it, not a bunch of time editing, no AI involved, no just, except for the AI I can't, choose to not be involved, because AI is involved in everything. So you'd be fooling yourself to say it's not at this point. Can't sharpen your knife without AI. Can't have your birthday without AI. Can't use a drill without AI. Can't swing a hammer without AI. Can't be a dick without AI. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Miyagi. I'm solid rhythm and vocals. You know, I used to feel like I could sing, but I really don't these days. My voice has been not the range and strength. When I was young, I could scream a little more like Axl Rose. Now I'm like Axl Rose. I've aged. I can't sing. J word. I only know how to play pentatonic notes and strum chords and sing badly. You know, I think that's all you need to know how to do, Double, to really have fun with guitar. You don't really need to know theory and be some kind of ultra dedicated. I think sometimes those guys, they actually hate guitar. They're in a battle with it. They're fighting it to try to reach some benchmark, and now the guitar is in the way of their goals. It's like they have to overcome the metal and wood and rip it into submission. And yeah, sometimes that produces amazing music, that fight, that struggle. But I think a lot of times the people that most enjoy the music is like the fat dude with the ukulele, right, on the island on a nice sunset, strumming along, and he just knows like 6 chords or whatever, but he can play like 20 songs, and he can sing them for hours on end and have a little Hawaiian fermented poi liqueur while getting fat on his masubi and pork fried rice and shit. You know how it goes. We've all been there. In any case, I gotta get my little studio cleaned up and get the fuck out of here. The key to vocals is just singing key. I guess, you know, really good vocalists have so much different inflection and things that just add nuance and flavor and taste to it that it's almost hard to put your finger on it at times why it's so good. But there's something in that vibrato and something, even in the way they may go out of key and bend back in, that really bothers you but keeps you interested, you know? I try to do that with guitar, but I fuck it up a lot. Like, there's a lot of times you'll see me go down and try to hit a jazz chord or something, and I'm such a creature of habit. I know the right chord, but I hit the wrong one because I've been hitting the wrong one so long that I'm trying to get myself as an old dog to not do that same shitty trick where you're like, roll over, and the dog just kind of retardedly puts one leg in the air and never actually gets close to rolling over because it's too fat. And it's eating, you know, Purina or something, so it probably has tumors all over its stomach. Poor dog. You're going to have to put her down soon. For future Guitar Tech content, look at that. Mr. Miyagi. Well, that was very nice of you. I got to do some Ass Clown Gong Show dance or something when people do that. What could I do? Anyway, I appreciate that. That's true. Anytime, pick it up. No, what happened with Iran? The ascending ancient. I'll give you guys a little hint, since I got the donation on the Guitar Tech, of what I'm going to do in the future on this channel. I'm going to trip on a wire and fall directly on my ass, because I have a small space, and then I create hazards like boards on the fucking ground and cables that end up being, you know, nice little landmines of chaos. I wonder if I could get that up at neck level and just kind of increase the tension on it, so every once in a while I just take it right in the jugular. let's see here. Where did I put that damn thing? Oh, yeah. So, it's not really that monumental, but it's exciting to me. So I had one of these, you know, with the 3D printers, a 13 radius sanding block printed. Yeah, we removed the hazards. We're good now. Oh, wait, no, I didn't. Jeez. Let me get those out of here. Nice thing is this whole table's going away, and I'm getting one of these 5-rack tool chest deals where my planer, you can't see it, but I have a router planer system over here and a planer over there, but that's going to stay there. This is going to all go on top of that 5-drawer system, which will eliminate this whole thing, and I'll have a lot more space to move back and forth here. Anyway, this 13 radius sanding block is for the neck, right? And so this had a 9.5 radius on it. I'm not going to do it with this neck, but I am going to do it with a 9.5 radius. And I probably couldn't show you the camera, but this is quite a bit flatter. And I think it's a good, happy medium radius. I like the 13. I just always have. I'm into that number. And if I 13 it, you know, it's not, mine doesn't go to 11. You see, we're beyond the 11. Mine doesn't go to just 10 like a poser. I'm not some kind of British asshole trying to do a fake accent and be comedic in a failed attempt. 13, I think, is going to be it for me. But if it's not, and it's too flat down here on the cowboy cords, I'm going to have a custom one of these made, because you can order the plans for the 3D printers and just have them printed up. This one I got off a guy on Etsy, and he printed it up for me. There's his logo there. But I like them. I think it's very clean. I think this was done. I paid $40 for all 3 of these. But I will do a custom one that goes, I know I like a 10 radius down on the cowboy cords. So I'll do a 10-inch radius on here, and I'll compound it so it goes up to a 13 past the 12th fret, or maybe even past like the 11th fret or something. It'll just start that nice gradual move into being a flatter and flatter radius all the way up to where it, you know, the neck ends. I don't know if they can do it gradual or if it has to, you know, if it's a pretty quick steep, but I would much rather just be one gradual move from 10 to 13. And then I have a story to tell, right? That is hopefully not just nonsense, but I think I'll call the guitars 13 guitars, you know? Something along that line. 13 Guitar Company. If somebody hasn't taken my name yet, I gotta check that out. But yeah, we'll see. If it turns out as good as I think it will. I have high expectations, though. With stainless steel frets, right? Stainless steel frets, 10 to 13, compound radius. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've never done a compound radius, so I have no idea how difficult that will be or what challenges I will face. But I have my assumptions. I don't think it will actually be that difficult. I think if I have a sanding block, that it's all about the perfection of your sanding block, right? Because I can match any radius that's on this board once I have it set in the wood. From there, with the fret calls, or, you know, this guy here, I can come right down on it, and that's going to match whatever fret I'm pushing. So it's not going to matter after that, outside of one other key element, right? Is I know I want to match the radius of the fret that I'm putting on to the board that I'm putting it on. So I want it identical to this. And if I'm doing a compound radius, perhaps then I have to measure the radius of each one of these with the radius gauge as it goes up, or I definitely have to know how that increases in flatness and at what point where it becomes the actual. Yeah, I would just pretty much have to measure each one, I'm guessing. I'm going to get this book called Fretwork Step by Step by Stu Mack, and I'm really hoping that will explain it to me, because I haven't actually seen a lot of videos on YouTube that go over this. I'm sure somebody does one, but I have not seen a great one yet. So I'm going to keep searching. But I have a fret wire bender that is in the mail today that will let me set the fret wire, because right now I order the wire exactly the size that I want it to be. So I have 10 radius wire in my case over there, and I have 9.5 nickel silver wire. But I'm ordering the medium high Jescar stainless steel fret wire, and that's what I'm going to start learning. And I want to be as absolute precision as possible, down to the most minuscule measurement that I can attain, thousandths of an inch across the board. That's my goal, so that I'm doing as minimal fret work after the fact, just to make my life easier, and because I think it'll be a better job. And of course, so doing that compound thing, I think, will make it really hard for me to do that. But I don't know. We'll find out. And maybe that's the give and take, is you can't, with the compound, be as knowledgeable about the specific radius of each one, unless I can get a tool that, measures that radius in really precise measurements. I'm sure there's some very expensive tool that would do that. The one that I have will only measure it in one spot. So I could tell you the height anywhere on a spot in relation to the surface that it's on. So it doesn't really help me. But going 10 to 13 with stainless steel frets, the Jescar, and then I have the machine that, if I just want to do 13 to start, because I'm going to actually, maybe I'll do that on this one. I'll do the 13 on this and just do it all the way up and down with stainless steel frets. That way I'm not throwing other variables when I already haven't even done a full stainless steel job. We'll learn with that. And then after that, oh yeah, and then that, I keep forgetting to say it. Then that machine will set each fret at 13 radius, right? So as I press them, the board is completely matching the fret. Jescar, has really tight tolerances within like a 5,000th of an inch. I think it's less than that. I think it's actually like 2 or 3. And so there is a little bit of variance that can happen with the frets, but with a quality product like that, it should be pretty minimal. That's what I'm thinking. And so that's the plan, We're going to learn as we go. We're going to find out what we don't know. And maybe what I'm thinking will be easier than I'm thinking, or maybe it'll be entirely more difficult. Okay, well, I'll have to call it something else then. The Lucky 13, I don't know, or maybe I'll just call it 4. to fuck with people, I'll call it 4, and then I'll make it a 9 radius, so you even get flatter, closer to that 7.5 vintage radius. So now you're going to step down from the modern, choice of most fenders, which is the 9.5. You're bumping down to the 9 on the cowboy chords, and you're going up to the 13 on the top. So we're 913 10-4. That's the name of it. 913 10-4. We're going to go deep into the numbers. We're going to do some kind of numerology interconnected Fibonacci sequence of ever expanded nothingness into somethingness. That's the beginning narrative of the name of this company. It's a telemaster, not a telecaster. Telemaster debater. Yeah, so I think that'll be fun, though. The only thing with that is I gotta do step 1, which is just to get some stainless steel frets on a neck and see if I can even do that job properly without creating insane amounts of additional labor. But I'm excited about it because, I'm going to learn something regardless. And I think my setup is coming together pretty well. I really do think it's getting to a point now where, as a newbie beginner, I should be able to do some good work and be on the path to accomplishing my goals. But shout out everybody to having a great rest of your day. Kicking ass and taking names. Yeah, I gotta clean this up. See, was there anything else I was gonna say before I headed out? Peace, love, and a basket full of kind. Yeah, the other thing I've done, that vise, it's a little low. It might crack me right in the balls. I think I'm going to crack myself right in the balls with this vise here, especially if I leave it out. Closing that down. God damn it. Small space. I need that vise there, though. You want to know why I need that vise there? Let's see here. Yeah, I need that vise there because this guy level that out. Goes right in there. And I hold other stuff there, so I'm going to have to get a pad on that before I crack myself in the gonads. If I don't put a pad on that, I deserve the pain that's coming. Because that's Dumb and Dumber to put that there and not have some thought out padding of sorts. I think if I legitimately crack myself in the balls on here, though, it'd be good content. If it was an accident, a true accident. So maybe I was just... Eventually it will be an honest accident, even though I did it to myself. I will forget, and I'll keel right over. Test. That audio seemed like it got adjusted or something, like it got adjusted down. Test. Test. There we go. That's better, right? Yeah, that needed fixed. Sixth prime. That's cool. I like that. You'd be okay to use the same name. I don't want to use the same name as somebody, though. I could be more creative than that. It has expensive fret files and tools. I'm buying cheap fret files. I bought a set of triangle files for $5 off Amazon. They're on the way. And I'm going to flatten the one side because I wore out my little fret file. And for doing stainless steel... Oh, the speaker's blown. Uh-oh. For doing stainless steel, maybe I turned it up too much. I should get one of those lavalier mics, a wireless lavalier. Really step it up. One of those, what the fuck was I going to say? Your entire life? Trying to cook by the fire. So did Ascending Ancient ever tell me about Iran, or did he just come in here and drop that and then never elaborate? Nice, Mr. Miyagi. You made some guns and a crossbow, huh? Gonna make a homemade guitar someday. I got family that wants to make knives and get into metallurgy and forging metal. And I'm sort of passionate about it, so I'm going to probably learn it with them. And get some of the things outside to do that. I may show some of that on here at some point. Just the process of acquiring. From the research he's done, he says it's pretty easy to make a forge. I'm like, what the hell? I got a place over here that's pretty safe for fires and all that, so we'll try it out. Oh, I get what you're saying. I blew your speaker. Got it. Yep. I only know how to catch waves. Yeah, Jayward. Well, anyway, maybe the Ascending Ancient will enlighten us another day. I guess Iran's a big deal again. We're back to Iran. Oh, you know what? I heard something. I heard something on a video for 5 seconds in my vehicle where they were saying, take shelter, we're about to get nuked. Maybe that's what he's talking about. Is that what he's talking about, you tell me? Are we about to get flattened by Iran? Jemini. That would be wild. That would change things for sure. I think it would be a little more extensive than that and a little more destructive than just Iran nuking us, but I don't know. It's a crazy time right now. I mean, these people can't even like redact stuff out of releases properly in documents. It's strange. It's like, who knows what's going on? Who could guess? Oh, here it is. But yeah, this one's a 10. But I think it'd be great to have one that was 1013 or 913, one or the other. A nice long one. That sounded super duper. Incompetence at the highest level. You tell me what the hell is going on. Would you please tell me? What is going on in this realm right now? Is this some kind of joke? Anyway, so I applied for a daycare license. I'm starting the Rocky Mountain High Leering Center. And I consider myself a child, so I should qualify for some kind of stimulus. I mean, and I'm going to look into other grants because I didn't realize that Trump was so generous with this stuff. Now, it's a weird world. Who knows what's going on? Who knows what's going on? Only the people in the really secret meetings, I think, get to know, you know? And then they might tell some people some of the plan, but not all the plan, that's for sure. Why would you if you're like a elite level oligarch or whatever you want to consider yourself? But I'm just going to play guitar and make guitars because how can I affect any of that at this point? I can't. So I know my lane, you know. I get it. I understand that it ain't just about me. A lot of people have chosen a lot of different things. People are going to have to let that unravel and deal with the consequences of that. And I'm going to have to deal with the consequences of my actions, you know? It's like we all are. However, we've been a part of the problem or whatever. But I try to remain hopeful and look at the glass as half full and see the opportunity because I think any trial or tribulation or struggle always brings people back to the arts. It always gets people re-engaged in creativity. And especially the more you have, because look, I heard the funniest name about Andrew from the Crucible, right? Android Shilson. But he said something very intelligent. Oh no, he didn't say something very intelligent. I guess he wouldn't oh no, he did. He conceded to the machine lies that technology removes autonomy, right? So as much as technology is a convenience, if that is a majority consensus that most people would agree, technology reduces autonomy, then as much as it's a convenience, psychologically and just intuitively, you're going to know through your engagement, if you're in tune at all, that you have to counter that through hyper-disciplined creativity. You see what I'm saying? Because the whole aspect of what you're dealing with is designed to take that from you at a certain level. And so you should have that repulsed kind of experience with it. If you don't, I think, you need to look at like, why would you want to concede all creativity to a machine? That means the machine rules you, it owns you, it controls every aspect of you. It's like giving up your God essence, I would surmise. But to me, that's the natural instinct. Is the more you see that, sure, it's got its convenience. The information exchange is incredible. I'm sure it's amazing for them from a consumeristic point of view, but I mean, as someone absorbing the content, to be able to just learn such a vast array of subjects and get so many different perspectives and ways to cross-analyze and really get to the meat of the best information that is probably the most useful. Even with the use of AI, it's incredible. Fucking amazing, you know? But if it's taking away your autonomy, and everybody agrees on that, then in fact it is an enslavement tool. In fact, it's suppressing freedom. So, in fact, you have an argument and an obligation as a liberated mind that doesn't want to be enslaved, that, came upon this epiphany that America has, where it's like, we don't want to be ran by a fucking king or some kind of, that was the initial awakening, right? Is that we don't want to have some centralized system rule over us. We want a fair, equitable, balanced system that represents the rights of the people, the agreed upon rights of the people. So if we're going to have any ability to shape and carve the future, I don't know how we do it if we give our creativity up to AI. I think that's really, where we fuck ourselves with this technology. And it's where we should probably think twice, because it's the bigger part of our identity, is the part of us that can enjoy the communing experience with God that it is to be a creative person, right? And I hate to be too flowery in the words and like bring God into it and all that, but it is what it is. Like, even the atheist writer, whoever it is, if he's sitting down, has some experiential thing where he says, this shit flowed through me and I showed up. And that was the biggest part of what I did, was an able, ready participant, ready to receive a gift of creativity. And that's a joyous experience. And I think why a lot of musicians go back to the music, maybe they experience that as a child, then they go into the corporate grind, then they come back to it because they remember that free-spirited nature of having that creative exchange where, well, it's all how you want to look at it, but I'd say it's kind of like the Bible says, and I'm not trying to be Bible-ese because I'm not even, taking these labels or whatever. I'm just saying, when it says that you're made in the image of what created everything, then that means you're also a creator. So it's inherent to your beingness, and it's good to be what you are. It's grounding. It's a good feeling to be in that state, whether you're making pottery, your hands are in the soil, you're in the garden, you're planting seeds. You were meant to plant seeds. You were meant to have your hands in the dirt and work with that biology. You were meant to carve wood and to be around these natural elements and smell it as you're working on it, and have that be an aromatherapeutical nature's gift that's just a byproduct of doing what you were supposed to do anyway. So you're out cutting the pine tree and you smell the pine sap and you get it on your fingers, and it's glorious. And it adds to that cold, brisk morning and everything that your senses are taking in, and able to just enjoy the abundance and the bounty and the fruits of all the nuance and all the details of the Creator. So I will get fucking flowery. It's beautiful as fuck to be present in the moment and experience nature in its full bounty, and then observe all the details of it and realize we have that aspect of to take that and then create as well, built into us. And we should be doing it with a sense of stewardship. That's the main thing I think we miss on the macro and as a whole in our culture and societies. And that's what AI, if it's going to program and manipulate people's minds, that's what it should be programming people to do right now, is go back to stewardship. You can't keep anything here anyway. You're going to give it all up. You can call it your property. It's yours, but how are you being a good steward of what you have? There should be a communal pressure, I think, on the general populace to adhere to these kind of lofty perspectives of being a good Samaritan and being a good neighbor. Loving, others as you would want to be treated and be loved as well. So you can't do that by shitting in the person's water down the hill from you, you know, and pouring your fucking pesticides and poison in it. And yeah, you know, everybody wants to go through like government regulation because we're all too stupid anymore to have communication and families and, you know, upbringings and values and boundaries and morals at some level, you know, common courtesy. But it's not that hard to actually get back to that. The same way we got in this mess is the same way we got out of it. We let the technology, the teleized your vision, sexualize the culture, turn it into a bunch of consumeristic slaves that don't give a shit about the foundations of why we would want a form of not necessarily even liberty, just straight autonomy, real freedom, real jurisdiction over the trajectory of our own pursuit of that happiness and that liberty. If liberty is going to be involved, it should be in our pursuit of it, but defined by our freedom to do it. Uh-oh. No, I didn't give up on pottery. What are you talking about? In fact, I'm going to double, quadruple, quintuple down on pottery. I'm going to make a fucking wood-fired kiln that's going to be badass. And I'm going to be an old man, if I make it, in my 50s, just sitting around, throwing pottery, fixing guitars, and talking shit online. Because that's what I like doing, you know, other than, of course, a plethora of other shit and shit I don't like doing that I have to do. But, yeah, I think that pottery is, you know, if you can do it and you got the time and you got the space, which I do, you should, because it's just fun. But it, you know, and it's meditative. It's relaxing. But no, I haven't sold any pottery shit. I'm not doing it like at this moment, but I will be next spring for sure. Just moved to my first house. I'm currently plotting my first garden now. That's great. It feels awesome. And it's really rewarding and really eye-opening how difficult it is to grow food, you know, to actually get enough to really supplement. But when it goes right, how bountiful it can be, right? And how much you have a good season and everything's on point and you just have an amazing harvest. All right, folks, I'm out of here. Cheers.